Hey everyone, welcome back to Pop Off English, the podcast where you learn English while we pop off about life, problems, and all the weird things in our heads. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with a friend who also overthinks everything. Yes, you know that friend.
And if you don't know that friend, maybe you are that friend. Today we're talking about overthinking and inner peace. Big topic, simple English. So stay with us, relax, maybe drink some tea or coffee or water, or just stare at the wall. That's also fine.
Overthinking is when your brain becomes a washing machine. It goes round and round and round with the same thoughts. You can't stop it. You think about the past. You think about the future. You think about a weird thing you said 10 years ago in school. And your brain goes, let's watch that memory again, in HD.
Overthinking is like when your brain opens 55 tabs in a browser and one tab is playing music, but you don't know which one, and you can't find it. And you're like, why am I stressed? And your brain just says, I don't know, but here are 5 more tabs.
So today we want to talk about two things. First, why we overthink. And second, how to find a bit of inner peace. Not perfect peace, we're not monks on a mountain. We're just two people with social media and anxiety.
So let's start with this. Overthinking usually begins with a tiny, small, baby problem. And then our brain says, oh, a problem. Let's make it bigger. Let's make a movie. Let's add drama. Let's add explosions.
For example, imagine you send a message to a friend. You say, hey, want to hang out this weekend? And they see the message, but they don't answer for 3 hours. A normal brain might say, they're busy, they'll answer later. An overthinking brain says, they hate me. Our friendship is over. I'm a terrible person. I should move to another country and change my name.
And then the friend finally answers, sorry, I was in the shower. 3 hours in the shower. Okay.
So why do we do this? Why do we overthink? One reason is fear. We are afraid of something. Maybe we are afraid of making a mistake, or of losing someone, or of missing an opportunity. So our brain tries to protect us. It analyzes everything, every word, every look, every emoji.
Another reason is control. When life feels out of control, we start to think more and more, like we can control everything with our thoughts. If I think about this problem for 5 hours, I will find the perfect solution. But what happens? We just get tired. We don't feel better. We feel more confused.
Overthinking is like trying to solve a puzzle with 1,000 pieces, but the picture on the box is wrong. You keep working, but it doesn't match. You feel frustrated, but you don't stop. Because you think maybe the next piece will help. Spoiler, it doesn't.
Also, we live in a world of information. Social media, news, videos, messages. Our brains are always on. Before, if you didn't know something, you just didn't know it. Now, if you don't know something, you can Google it in 2 seconds. And then you know too much, and you overthink it.
For example, you have a small headache. Before, I'm tired, I'll sleep. Now, you search online, and the internet says, maybe you are dying. And your brain says, yes, that sounds right.
So, overthinking is very normal in our world. It's not because you are weak or crazy. It's because your brain is trying to help, but it is very bad at relaxing.
Let's talk about our own experiences so you don't feel alone. I am a professional overthinker. If there is an Olympic sport of overthinking, I will win the gold medal. With style.
Oh yes, she is not joking. Mia can overthink anything. For example, choosing a restaurant.
That is true. One time, I wanted to order food. Just food. Normal food. And I spent 40 minutes looking at the menu. Then I opened another app. Then I checked reviews. Then I checked the pictures. Then I checked if the restaurant was good for groups. I was alone. Why did I check that?
Then she called me and said, "What should I eat?" And I said, "Anything." And she said, "That's too much responsibility."
I didn't want to make the wrong decision. I thought, what if I order something bad? What if I waste money? What if I am hungry after? What if I don't like it? So I used my brain for a big problem that was actually a very small problem.
I overthink too, but in a different way. I overthink conversations. After I talk to someone, I go home and replay everything in my head. Why did I say that? Did they think I was weird? Did I talk too much? Did I talk too little? Did I breathe wrong?
One time we left a party, and in the car, Leo suddenly said, when I said, nice shoes, to Tom, did it sound sarcastic? And I said, we left that party 2 hours ago. Tom is probably sleeping now. Please let it go.
My brain did not let it go. My brain made a whole crime scene of that nice shoes moment. I imagined Tom at home, looking at his shoes and crying.
The funny thing is, while we are overthinking our own words, the other person is usually overthinking their words. Everybody is too busy thinking about themselves to think about us as much as we imagine.
So, if overthinking is so common, what can we do? Let's talk about inner peace, not perfect life, no problems, peace, just a calmer mind. Like taking the volume from 100 down to maybe 60 or 50 on a good day.
Inner peace is not a place where nothing bad ever happens. Inner peace is when something difficult happens and your brain doesn't immediately run in circles and scream. It pauses. It breathes. It says, okay, this is not fun, but I can handle it.
So how do we find that? Let's share some tools, simple ideas. You don't need equipment, you don't need money, you only need your brain, which you already have and which is currently overthinking.
The first tool is naming the problem. When you start to overthink, say in your head, I am overthinking. Just that. Many times we don't even notice it. We think we are just thinking, but there is a difference.
Thinking is when you try to solve a problem and you move forward. Overthinking is when you repeat the same things again and again and you go nowhere. It's like walking in circles around your house and saying, I'm on a trip. No, you're not. You're just making yourself tired.
So when your brain starts playing the same scene again, you say, okay, this is overthinking. Hello, old friend. When you name it, you create a small distance between you and your thoughts. You remember, I am not my thoughts. I am the person watching them.
The second tool is asking a simple question. Is this useful? When you are in your bed at 2 a.m. thinking about something embarrassing you said 3 years ago, ask, is this useful? Is this helping me? Can I change the past? If the answer is no, then it's not useful. It's just mental torture.
We don't have to believe every thought we have. Imagine your thoughts are like notifications on your phone. Dangerous thoughts are like your battery is at 1%. Maybe listen to that. But some thoughts are like, look at this random video of a dancing cat. You don't have to click every time.
The third tool is bringing your attention to the present moment. This is called mindfulness, but don't worry, we won't make it complicated. Mindfulness is just doing what you are doing. If you wash the dishes, you feel the water, you see the bubbles, you smell the soap. Your brain will try to go to the past or the future, but you bring it back, gently.
One easy way is to use your senses. Look around and name 5 things you can see. Then 4 things you can feel. Your clothes on your skin, the chair under you, the air on your face. Then 3 things you can hear. Maybe a car, a bird, my beautiful voice. This brings your brain back into your body and out of the imagination movie theater.
Another tool is writing. When you are overthinking, your brain is like traffic in a big city. Many cars, many colors, many horns. If you take a pen and write everything down, it's like building a parking lot. The cars stop in one place. You can see them. You can read your thoughts and think, wow, that one is crazy. Why am I thinking that?
I do this a lot. When I feel very anxious, I take a notebook and write, I am worried about this and this and this. Sometimes my thoughts are really dramatic, like I will never be happy again. When I see that on paper, I can say, okay, that's a little too much. Calm down, soap opera brain.
The next tool is one of my favorites, limiting thinking time. Because you can't just tell your brain, don't think about this. That never works. If I say, don't think of a pink elephant, your brain immediately says, pink elephant in a hat, pink elephant at a party.
So instead, you can schedule your overthinking. For example, you say, okay, from 6 o'clock to 6:15 p.m., I will worry about my future. Only 15 minutes. Before 6 o'clock, if your brain tries to worry, you say, not now. Worry appointment is at 6 o'clock. It sounds funny, but it works.
In that 15 minutes, you can write your worries, think about them, maybe plan one small action. After that, when your brain tries again later, you say, no, sorry, office is closed. Come back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Over time, your brain learns to chill a little bit.
Another important thing is take care of your body. Sleep, food, movement. I know, it's boring. But when I don't sleep well, my overthinking becomes a disaster. Every small problem feels like the end of the world when I am tired.
Same for me. If I haven't eaten, suddenly I hate my life, my haircut, my job, my face, everything. Then I eat a sandwich and I'm like, oh, life is okay. Sometimes you don't need a new life. You just need a nap and some water.
Also, moving your body helps a lot with inner peace. You don't need the gym. You can walk. You can dance alone in your room like a potato. You can stretch like a lazy cat. When your body moves, your thoughts can move too. They don't stay stuck.
And don't forget your environment. If your room is super messy, your brain can feel messy too. I'm not saying your place has to be perfect. Just maybe remove the pizza box from last week from the table. A little order outside can help a little order inside.
Now, another big step toward inner peace is learning to accept that uncertainty exists. Uncertainty means we don't know what will happen. And surprise, we will never know perfectly. Overthinking is often a fight against uncertainty. We want 100% guarantee that everything will be okay.
But life doesn't give 100%. It gives maybe 60%, sometimes 70%. And the rest is mystery. When we try to control the 40% that we cannot control, we suffer. When we focus on the 60% that we can control, we feel more peaceful.
For example, you can't control if people like you, but you can control if you are kind and honest. You can't control the economy of the entire planet, but you can control your spending, your learning, your skills, your decisions today.
A question I like to ask myself is, what is in my control right now? Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. Usually, the answer is small. I can breathe slowly. I can drink some water. I can send an email. I can go for a walk. Small things. But small things build peace.
Another thing that helps with inner peace is talking to someone safe. A friend, a family member, a therapist. When we keep everything in our head, it grows bigger. When we say it out loud, it often becomes smaller. Like, wow, that sounds less scary when I say it.
Many times, I call Mia when I'm overthinking. I say, okay, listen, I have a big problem, and then I explain. And she says something very wise, like, drink water and send the email. And I realize I didn't need a big solution. I just needed a small push.
And when I overthink, I call Leo. I say, I'm sure this person hates me now, and he says, no, they are just busy living their own drama. And usually he is right. People are not thinking about us as much as we worry they are.
Let's also talk about social media and overthinking, because that is a strong connection. We compare our lives with the perfect lives online. Perfect bodies, perfect careers, perfect relationships. And then we overthink, why is my life not like that?
Remember, social media is not real life. It is a highlight reel. It is the best moments with filters and good lighting and 10 tries to get one good photo. Nobody posts a selfie of themselves at 3 a.m. crying on the bathroom floor with bad hair. Okay, some people do, but not many.
To protect your peace, you can limit your time on apps that make you feel bad. Or you can unfollow accounts that give you anxiety. It's not rude. It's self-care. If every time you see someone's posts you feel small, maybe it's time to mute them and focus on your own path.
You can also decide when you use social media. For example, no social media in the first 30 minutes after you wake up and the last 30 minutes before sleep. Those are good times to protect your mind from too much noise.
Inner peace is like a plant. You have to water it a little every day. You can't water it one time for 5 hours and then ignore it for 3 months. Small, regular habits are better than big, dramatic changes that don't last.
So let's quickly sum up some ideas in simple English that you can remember. Name it. When you start going in circles, say, this is overthinking. Ask, is this useful? If it's not, let that thought go. Come back to the present. Use your senses. Look, listen, feel. Write your thoughts. Put the chaos on paper. Limit worry time. Give your worries a small appointment. Take care of your body. Sleep, food, water, movement. Accept uncertainty. Focus on what you can control today. Protect your mind. Limit social media and negative content. Talk to someone. Don't do it all alone in your head.
And be kind to yourself. Inner peace doesn't mean you never overthink again. It just means you notice it faster, you believe your thoughts less, and you come back to the present a little easier each time.
Your brain is not your enemy. It's just a little dramatic sometimes. You can learn to be the calm, kind boss of your brain. You can say, thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm okay. Let's rest.
If you are listening to this and thinking, that's me, I overthink all the time, remember this. You are not alone. Many people feel the same. Maybe someone right now in another country is in their bed, overthinking the exact same kind of message or conversation.
You are not broken. You are just human. A human with a very busy brain. And with practice, you can make that brain a little softer, a little slower, a little more peaceful.
If you enjoyed this episode and you want more simple English about real-life topics like this, make sure you subscribe to Pop Off English, hit the like button, and share this podcast with a friend who also lives inside their own head too much.
Also, tell us in the comments, what do you overthink about the most, and what helps you calm down? Your ideas might help someone else in this community, somewhere in the world.
Thank you for spending this time with us today. You could be overthinking alone in your room, but instead you overthought with us. That's progress.
We're proud of you for taking this time to learn English and to learn about your own mind. Take a deep breath, drink some water, and remember, you don't have to solve your whole life today. Just this moment is enough.
We'll see you in the next episode of Pop Off English. Until then, be gentle with yourself and let your brain rest a little.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.